So in this video, let's have a look at how to create an offer. So you've created your product, whether it be a course, a membership, coaching, or community, and it's physically sitting there as a product, but we haven't put a price tag on it yet. So that's what we're going to do now. And you've got so many options with this. You can offer it for free. You could put a price on it. It could be a one-off price. It could be multiple payments. It can be a subscription. We're going to get into all of it and have a good look around this and really try and make sure there's nothing that we haven't missed when we're looking here at offers. And obviously we'll put this together and we'll show you a demonstration of it. I'll put a product, we'll put an upsell to it, and you can see how it all looks and works. And you've really got to go through this carefully. Please stay with us in this video because there are little bits that if you don't check them, you're going to end up, somebody's going to look at a page and there'll be some lorem ipsum text on there or something like that. So let's make sure we really go through this slowly, methodically, and make sure we've covered everything. Now, what I'm going to do on here as well, if you've been watching the rest of this playlist, we created a dummy account here, so it's completely blank. But when we get into this one, I need to be back onto my main account. Firstly, because we've got payment providers hooked up to it, and I want you to see what we can create. But I'm going to click on sales over here. This is how you access it. And you click on offers. It'll bring you through to this page here. And then you're going to click add new offer. And this is where we're about to just disappear over to my other account. So what is it that you want to offer? We need to put a title on this. And again, through the playlist here, we've been going on with this virtual video editor. And I think that's the product that we're going to sell here. So that's the title that we're going to put on it. And then it says which product. So this is why we need to make sure we've got a product created first. And if you haven't already done that, there's a video a few back in the playlist where we show you how to create different products. So you can head back and have a look at that. But we should have the virtual video editor in here. Here it is. So we tick on that. It's selected our course and we hit continue. Now it's asking how we want to price this. So is this going to be free or is it going to be paid? Then when we come into this one, is it a one-time payment? Is it a subscription? So this would be like your membership model that you have access to it for as long as you pay. And when you cancel, you lose it, much like a Netflix subscription. Or the multi-pay will be you're still selling the product, but they can stagger the payments across several installments. Now I'm just going to put one time on here. Let's call this $99 US. Now there is an option here to let customers pay what they want. I don't understand that, but if you want that option, it's there instead. And then select payment providers. So we're going to use, now you can see I've got, if you watched the last video with connecting payment providers, we weren't able to add this in, but now we can. So you can either have Stripe in here. If you don't have Kajabi payments, I would suggest if you've got access to it, you use Kajabi payments, and then you can tick down here for these different options. And then we can add PayPal in as well. And then we say save and finish. And here we are. We're now in our offers dashboard. And you'll see that it's brought in some of the information and we're just going to carry it through now. So I want to really logically just work our way down this. So we've got a title on here. We can have an internal title as well. So maybe this is a special offer or it's part of a bundle or something. We can type something in here that we can search and find, but our customer won't see it. We can then add a description in here. And if you plan on putting this on a page where you just want to put the card up there, then that's where the description comes in. I don't typically do that, so I'm not putting a description in here. We've already added our product, but if we wanted to add other products, we could do that here. So maybe there's a bundle that you want to put together. So this virtual video editor, if you haven't watched those previous ones, is our training on how to outsource your video editing and hire and work with a remote virtual editor. So maybe we wanted to put a bundle together that had also got some of our editing videos as well. Well, we can add products in here. And then the access to the training itself. Do we want it to begin on a specific date or do we want to restrict the access for a specific amount of days? So maybe your offer is that they can only access this for 30 days or for a year. Well, you could type that amount of days in. Or to start it on a particular day. We do this when we're running our live cohort courses. So right now we're actually scheduling for our Kajabi Kickstart, and that's going to start on Monday. And so I could put a date in here, and although somebody will have the course in their library, if you watch my video on creating that course, we were able to put drips on those videos. So maybe only day 1 is released, and then after 1 day they get dripped out day 2, after 2 days they get day 3. So jump back to that one if you need to watch that. But I did say over in that video on courses that if you wanted to drip this out, that was how you physically did it inside the course. And I did mention that when we get over to the offer video, I would show you how to schedule it so it starts, and that means everybody gets it, and it's everybody's day 1 is the same, everybody's day 10 is the same. It's a great way to work if you want to do that live cohort. So this is where you would do that. Now in this case, we're going to leave that unticked because I want people just to be able to purchase this and work through it whenever they download it. Then post-purchase, by standard, it will just go to the product library. So when somebody has made this purchase, it'll take them to their library page. We do actually use landing pages here. So I'm going to create my own thank you page, and that's where I would send somebody to. A couple of reasons for this. It's a nice experience. You know, somebody's just paid you their money. It's nice to have a little thank you page. Quite often we put a video on that page just saying, hey, thanks so much for trusting in us, and you're going to love this course. You've just been sent an email, that kind of thing. So we would create a landing page. Now we haven't got onto landing pages yet, so that's in an upcoming video, but you could click on there. You could set in a landing page. The other benefit for this is that if we want to be able to send Facebook ads to people, we could send an advert to somebody who went to the registration page but didn't get to the thank you page. And that's a really good way to be able to say this person went to that page, but they clearly didn't make a decision and purchase. So we could retarget and put ads back in front of them. By having a landing page, it means that's a page that we can have a cookie on that says, you know, if they get to this page, then that means they're a customer. So this would be my preference to have that landing page. For now, I'm just going to leave this as product library. And so as soon as they've made their purchase, it will take them to their library to log in, and they will see, in this case, just this one product in here. Now, post-purchase emails, I tend to leave this as the default one. It's going to tell them, hey, you've purchased this product here and you can access it here, you know, and it'll put a link in there, just a call to action button to go straight back in. You can put a custom one in, or you could choose to send no emails. Now below this, we've got automations, and this area is huge. So when an offer is purchased, we can do a whole series of automations. This is one of the great things that I love about Kajabi, the way everything just talks to itself. With being an all-in-one platform, this can be really useful. I can also do when it's granted. So maybe it wasn't purchased, but there's a VIP or somebody that I just want to apply it to their account and let them have this product. So we can typically, every time I do something that's purchased, I'll go in and do another automation for granted. When the payment is successful, it could activate something. Maybe it sends an email to your team. When its payment fails, same sort of thing. Or when the payment is cancelled, we could say, right, revoke their access to this product. So for now, I'm just going to stick with purchased. So when somebody purchases, we can grant them an offer. So maybe there's another offer that we want to be able to give them. We can subscribe them to an email sequence. Again, we haven't got onto the emails yet, but this is a powerful way. Like for us, if we wanted to drip something out, we would then have emails that went, that 28-day challenge would send somebody to an email sequence, and that would do exactly the same thing if it was an instant evergreen access, that they have access to day 1 inside the course, and they'll have an email to say that you've got access to day 1. And then we can schedule this so every day they get an email that says it's day 2, it's day 10. So that's really useful. Or maybe it's unsubscribing them from an email sequence. Maybe you've had a lead magnet and you're sending a series of emails to people and you're trying to encourage them to purchase your product. Well, now they've purchased your product, they don't want to still keep getting emails from that email sequence. So this would be where you would unsubscribe them from a sales email sequence. See what I mean about how well it all integrates? We can register them to an event. So again, that 28-day kickstart that I said we're about to run, that starts on Monday. And so we've created an event that says on Monday, this will start. That'll be day 1. So when somebody purchases now, we want them to register to that event. We can add a tag. Now, we use tags a lot. There's a sense in which you don't need to use tags because you can look in somebody's profile and say, you could look through their purchases and see what they've actually purchased. What I like is on somebody's customer profile, down the right-hand side, you can see all their tags that have applied. So I could say here that they'd purchased this product. Or we could send an email. So maybe it's either to the person who purchased or to my team. And I could type in here a recipient that could just say, and you can see that it's just pulling in at the minute default copy in here. So you need to type over this, but you could send a message to somebody on your team to say, somebody's just purchased this. Maybe they've got to manually do something and invite them into a Facebook group or respond to a request to join a Facebook group or something like that. Okay, so really powerful what you could do down there in the automations. Now over to this side of the page, you can see the offer status. So at the minute this is published, it could be in draft there. And when we want to get a link to be able to share it with someone, we just click on here and that will copy the link for us. Offer pricing, so we set this to $99. We don't have an image in here yet. We're going to choose an image and I can just drag this across. It's the same one that we've been using for the course we were building previously. We're done on this front page. Let's just move across to the next tab, which is pricing. Let me show you some other options you've got here. So we chose one-time payment and we set the price in here. We set the currency in here. If you had a product that you wanted to be able to, on their page, click how many items they wanted, like on an Amazon page, that they can choose multiple payments. What it won't do is to create any discounts. You couldn't sort of say if you bought 3 of this, discount it. It would just really be to have multiples of the same offer. There's a section here on tax that you can set up, and I'll leave you to have a look at that. Let me just show you what this would look like if you went into multiple payments. You could choose the payments of, so maybe we wanted to make this 12 payments of $9 then. Or you want a subscription and you can decide there the amounts every month or every year or every week. Now I nearly skipped over here. This trial period is really useful, and actually for you to be able to say, you know, you get 7 days, you get 30 days access. So this is where we would put this in, and I could just type in here. It says 1 to 365, so you can give them a year's free access if you wanted to. So they've got a trial for 30 days, and potentially there's a setup fee as well if you wanted to do that. So maybe you want to have a higher price for that first month. Maybe initially it's $100 for month 1, and then it's $10 every month ongoing after that, because there's a setup fee, they're buying the course. I don't know, different scenarios, but that's how you would do these bits in here. Right, I'm going to take this back to just our one-time payment of $99 and leave it there. So we've already sorted out, we've connected into Kajabi payments. I don't know why it hasn't kept that, but we'll pop that in again. Now, do just keep hitting save on here. One thing I've found is that you can jump between these pages and assume it's saved, and it hasn't saved something. Like that. So our image that I had just saved on that page, we moved over to the next page, and I don't think we put anything else in particularly, did we? No. But see that? So we've got to save it before we move on to the next tab. I find that a little bit of a glitch. It should normally prompt you to say, are you sure you want to leave this page? Or it should just hold it. So we're on $99. We've got Kajabi payments set up. You can also put a quantity limit. So if you only want to make this for some scarcity, you've only got 10 available at this price. And then when it's reached, you need to then choose an option. So if we said there's only 10 available at this price, then typically you're going to redirect to another landing page or show a sold out page if that's what you want to do, or set a time limit for the offer. So there's an expiry date, and then again, when it's reached, do you want to go to an expired page or a landing page? So that's how I would do it if I were doing that, is to have, you know, one page set up for this price, and then I duplicate that page, and that's where I would send people to the higher price afterwards. So that's pricing. I will just click save. I don't think we've touched anything. Upsells. We can create an upsell. So the idea here is that while somebody has put their card details in and they've purchased this, we could say, while you're here, would you like to purchase this as well? And they don't have to put their cards in again. This is good practice. I know certainly Russell Brunson with ClickFunnels, you know, this is a big deal, the upsells. Brendan Machard again teaches this as well, to have this upsell that's there available. Maybe you've got even a free download and you could do an upsell afterwards. Or there are downsells as well. So if somebody doesn't choose your upsell, then there's an alternative that you could show them as a downsell. And I believe you can have up to 10 in here. Definitely don't do that. You're going to really annoy people. Be really careful with upsells. I know I can't stand these when I'm buying a course. I've actually in the past contacted someone and said, I want a refund because you've really just wound me up with that. But, you know, I buy one thing and then you go to the next page and they say, oh, well, actually, that's the really basic one. That's kind of rubbish. You really want this one over here that's a lot more money now. I can't stand that. So make it, you know, a very nice add-on, a very sensible option for someone, but don't downplay that first purchase that they've made as part of this upsell. Now, in order to do this, we're going to need to create another offer first of all. I'm just wondering whether we set up the membership in Kajabi for this virtual video editor. So maybe that membership could be the upgrade. You could pay $99 and have the course and work through it on your own. If you would like the membership, then you're going to need to pay for that as an ongoing access to the community. So let's have a look at adding that offer in. I've just realized that's on my other account that we built that. So let's kind of pretend it's here. I do have another community, our Kajabi Academy one, that we can use just to attach in here, but we're going to create another offer. So really, to plan this out, normally you would be starting from the back and having this all available so that it's there to select now. So the virtual video editor community, what's going to be our product? I'm just going to tick this Kajabi Academy community for now. And so this is going to be paid, and it's going to be a subscription, and it's going to be $20, bill every month. Oh, sorry, bill every 1 month. And we'll tick everything again. Actually, I'll leave PayPal off. Right, so this is now our next offer. It is published. I'm not going to worry about an image for now, although I will need to actually. We'll save this. And you'll see when we jump back to that previous offer for our upsell, and it says get started, select an offer. So we've got virtual video editor community. So we just put something very simple in here. What I would normally do and really recommend is putting a video on this page because it's quite basic. It's not like a regular landing page. And so when somebody has clicked, they've put their card details in, they come into this next page, you really do just want to say something. Like I've just said there, actually, you know, hey, you're going to love that course. It's amazing. It's going to show you how to get started working with a video editor. But actually, we've created this community space where you can work alongside other course creators that are outsourcing their video editing, share all the problems and things. You can ask any questions in there. Why don't you come and join us? $20 a month. Click below, or if you're not interested, you know, click the button and carry on and enjoy your purchase. So something nice and simple, but it's easier to say it in a video. So I'm going to just, for now, let's just mock this up. We're going to select a video, upload a new file. This isn't the right one, but it's a nice short little video of me. I need to remember this is in my live account, so I need to delete all these out afterwards, else I'm going to get really confused. So this is your default. Yes, add that to my cart. No, thank you. Take me to my purchase. So I can add this upsell, and you'll see that it's in here now. Now, watch this. If I go, it's inactive at the minute. We're going to make it active so that it's there. So we can add more upsells if we want to. Let me just show you what happens if you change that offer around. So what I typically might do on here is we've got $20 a month. So we go back into our pricing for this community. So we're doing every month. I'm going to give somebody who comes onto here, what do we think? 14-day trial of here. And there isn't a setup fee. Okay, so now we're giving people a free trial for 14 days. Let's come back to this first one and let's just reload this. So we've now got this in here. When I click on this upsell, it's not showing me. I thought it was going to show me it there actually. We can preview this upsell and notice it says, look, it's $20 every month. Trial is 14 days. So due now is free. And yes, add this to my cart, or no thanks, take me to my purchase. And then there's the description that sits. So actually, if you've got a video, that description, I would probably take it out. And we get to that by clicking in here and just knocking that out then. Save, always look for the save button. Okay, so that shows you how to do that upsell. Finally coming on to the settings, so notifications. So if you are using a third-party email provider, you shouldn't be. But if you are, then you could send it out to MailChimp or somewhere, and you could hook that in the same way that you connected in the payment providers. Get notified that a payment has been made. So if someone on your team wants to get an email to say that the sale's gone through, you can do that. Send cart abandonment email. This can be really good, and I would put this in for an hour later. So this is to catch somebody who opened the cart. Maybe they realized they'd got to put their card in and they hadn't got it handy, so they left it. Well, an hour later, this will just prompt them and send a default email that says, hey, you were purchasing whatever product it is, but left the cart. If you want to head straight back in, click this button and it will take you straight back to your cart. That's been really good. And as it says there, you can edit those templates emails if you want to. And then affiliate commission. So you can turn on affiliate commission if you're selling these products. I probably wouldn't bother with a $99 product, but you know, whether that's 20% or something like that, you can tick it on here and you can decide what affiliate percentage it is. So it means that on different products or under different offers, you can have different affiliate commissions available. Right, so we've been through those 4 tabs, but that isn't it. And this is why I said, please stay with me in here, because we now want to click on edit checkout, and look, this is what it comes in like. So imagine you totally missing this and saying, great, I've done it. I'm going to hook this up to my sales page. And then somebody goes to purchase it and it says, insert a call to action statement here. It bothers me that it looks quite hidden, really, that, you know, when you're building out this offer, unless you thought edit checkout, I've had so many customers struggle with this. So edit checkout, you got to come in here. And much like if you join me on those other videos when we were creating products and things, and you saw this visual editor, wherever I move this around, it'll change that left side. So do we want this header at the top? We can take that out, that banner, hit save, and it disappears. So it's brought in our logo. We didn't put a description, so it hasn't brought anything in here, but if I click it, it'll bring me across here, and I've got a fairly basic editor, but I can change, look, different headings. You can see everything that's available to you. So we could write something out, but you've got to put something in here rather than it being just this. So just like that description of what the course was, put something in. If you want to put a video, you can do. We're using this hero image. And testimonials, you can add a testimonial, the person who gave you the testimonial and the quote. You could even put a little image on there and then add a testimonial, and these will appear below the page. So I'm leaving that as is for the sake of this, and if I click on preview, you get to see what your customer will look at when they come into this. Okay, and again, if you want to get the link at this point, you click up here, and here's your link, copy it, and you can add this into a page or share it out. Now, this is pretty basic over here, but I'm okay with that because we deal with the word and all the writing over on the sales page. I don't particularly want to add a lot to the checkout page. This is just offering them card details and just putting that thumbnail back in there and a couple of points below it, but we really don't go over the top with this anyway. Let me just show you an example of one that we're using live. This is one that we would have as a membership actually that sits alongside our impact training. It's a $25 a month membership, and as you can see there, a 90-day trial. So everything that they need is available. And as I say here, you know, in addition to the training videos, we'd love to offer you a complimentary 90-day trial of our membership. Just quickly explaining what it is. Totally free for 90 days if you want to stay. And I'm saying there that it should be $99, but we're going to let you stay at last year's price of $25. And that will give them plenty of notice before they need to cancel it. Okay, so that's kind of how that could look. Okay, so you've definitely got that you need to come over here and change this. It does not want to go out looking like that. So we can come back on that little breadcrumb at the top. We're back into here and we've created this offer. It's published. We can get a link. This is ready to go. And now when we build our sales page, this is the offer that we're going to point to. If you want to know how to build that sales page, I'm going to point you to that video in just a second. The last thing really to say before leaving here is if you want to duplicate this, you can do. And automations that you've built into this one, it will carry those across to the next one as well. And you can bring in stats then, although this wouldn't typically where you'd be looking at those stats, you would see them a level out. But the duplicate one can be a real time saver for sure. If you want to create the same offer and maybe you want to have it available as a purchase only, and then you want to duplicate it as a payment plan version and have them available on a sales page, you can do that. Okay, so that's offers. The next thing we're going to look at is how to create a coupon code for this. So if you want to give discounts, let's look at that in the next video here. Or if you want to jump straight across to a sales page and see how you can put all this together, then you can head over here. I'll see you in one of those videos.